welcome back to the channel. We are back on a bulldozer today after working on trucks and driving trucks across the country and all that kind of stuff. So we got the A+ team today, Mr. Tucker. I think Randy's gonna come help us later.
What people on YouTube for.
Do what?
What?
Kevin's gonna go paint a bulldozer over there. He's the B team. B.
I might as well be C team.
C team? I just called you A+ team. So we've got us another little John Deere 450G. If you've been watching my channel, you might know I bought like 12 of these dozers from the Forest Service, I think down in South Carolina. This was the only one that had an issue. It's been sitting outside forever because we've been busy and not got to it. But when I unloaded off the trailer, transmission's not right, it's slipping. So this is a direct drive. Basically, when you put it in gear, it should just keep trucking no matter if you shove the brakes down or what. It's not doing that, so we did try a trick a few videos ago. If you noticed, we had another dozer that had this D-clutch bypass valve. We unhooked it, didn't work. I think one thing we will do is probably go ahead and take this off and cap these lines here and try that first, but that does not fix it. We'll fire it up here, run it around a little bit, and we'll probably back it over the pit and we'll pull the transmission suction screen out. That will tell us if we've got clutch disc material or something in the transmission, what's going on. So if we don't see anything in that and it's still doing it, then we may do a little bit of testing with some gauges. But a lot of times I like just to jump ahead to that suction screen strainer, and that will tell you a lot right off the bat. It might save you from testing and all that stuff. So we're going to get into it here. We're going to go ahead and bypass this. You guys don't know what this is. This is what they call a D-clutch solenoid. It's kind of optional equipment on these direct drive machines. You don't see them too often. Used to be a sticker here and said this was equipped with a D-clutch option. Basically, when you hit your deaccelerator and come to idle, that solenoid valve gets power to and kicks the transmission in neutral. Basically, it just dumps the transmission pressure off, dumps it back in there, so thus killing all the pressure to the clutches. So it kind of kicks it in neutral. I've seen those go bad. Like I say, we've seen that in a few videos ago, but we did unhook it, and a lot of times that will do it. But in case this is stuck open or something, we'll cap that off. Cross our fingers, it's easy fix, but I doubt it. But something that's not needed. You don't need to declutch it when you change gears. Just some option that John Deere come up with, but you don't see that too often. So we'll try that first, see how that goes. If that fixes it, we'll jump up and down on Friday. If not, we'll go in a little deeper. So this is a pressure side here, and that valve comes on, it just dumps it back into return here on this transmission valve body. I need 2 caps, Tucker. All right, you got that capped off. I'm gonna take this thing and see if the transmission's slipping on it. So basically I'll just put it in gear. It should take off trucking because it's direct drive. I can tell instantly whether it's not or it's working. You'll probably see me, I'll put the foot on the brakes, rev the motor up. It should kill the motor in first, second, and third pretty much. So if we don't do it, we're gonna back over the pit and take the suction screen out. You ready?
Sure.
Alright, got it back over the pit just in case we're going to pull a transmission, so it's going to make it easiest for us to drain oil and crank up our jack screws on our steering clutches. I'll show you guys that stuff later, but first thing we'll do is check the suction screen strainer. So Mr. Tucker's down there. You guys don't know there's a screen.
Why is the ratchet so long?
Well, you never know. Twist it a little bit. There you go. Keep going. Keep going. Alright. So there's a screen inside of there. We'll take off. That is a suction out of the transmission housing. And that is a transmission pump right there. It's built in the hydraulic pump. There's 2 stages there, so we'll take it off, get those bolts out.
Oh, it's dry.
Yeah, she's a stiff one. Oh, this is loose up here, Tucker.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, which that could be part of the problem. You guys seen that when he's moving? Move that hose. That's loose. That could have been affecting our prime on our transmission, but we can take this one loose too. We'll go ahead and pull that screen out and take a peek at it first. Nothing in that. So this don't look bad. Alright, here's the suction screen strainer. If there was any transmission disc or anything, you would see it right there. This tractor has just right at 1,000 hours, and I believe the original come on the forestry. I don't run them very much, but I don't see anything in there other than just some dirt and junk. From age, this is probably a 96 or 7 model tractor, but just a little bit of silicone and some trash, nothing major. So this was loose. I have some new hose. We may cut off a new piece of hose, clean this out, put it back together, and try that. All right, Mr. Tucker got that clean. I cut off a new piece of suction hose. That one's really hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's something.
So we got a piece of new 1.5 inch rubber. So this just has 1 wire in it. You guys see that wire? Cut just a spiral to keep it from collapsing, because all it is suction to send oil to the pump. So we're gonna put this all back together. Could have been a slight possibility that was leaking enough and sucking air, but we're getting some oil because the tractor will move. It's kind of weird, unless somebody's had this out and cleaned it already before we seen it, which was a possibility, but didn't look like it'd been apart before. So I don't know, we'll get that together and try it. If that don't work, and then we may throw some pressure gauges on it and verify that it is something down below and not in the valve body up here. All right, got the new hose, suction screen strainer back in. When I was cleaning out the bottom of the housing where the filter went in, I found this little E-clip.
Oh, that was in there?
Yeah, it was in the bottom of that housing. I recognize that from, I believe, a steering clutch pin. I don't believe those are in the transmission part. From my experience, I don't remember those in the transmission. I was looking back here, I don't see any signs. This back plate's never been off since it was new. Still see the paint's painted across the gasket. This bolt here looks like it's never been off. But I'm gonna go ahead and start it up, see if that hose fixed it. If not, I don't know, we may just open the back end up since we've got that circlip out. We could do some testing on some gauges, I don't know. We'll get a game plan here in a second. All right, so I'm gonna start this up. It's probably not gonna have transmission prime for a little bit, but you'll see me release this parking brake. When these pedals pop up, that means it's got transmission pressure, so I'm going to try it here. Didn't fix it. trying to test the main transmission pressure here. I believe it's supposed to be around 275 psi, but we're gonna get the book out and see. I know it's a pressure port right here. That's a transmission sensor. Our light's not flickering on our dash, so it tells me we probably got transmission pressure, but we're gonna double check it just to be sure here. We got forward and reverse ports here. We can get fancy and test those too just to prove a point here, but it's going into the gears, but it's not, like say, forward and reverse. So these have 3 clutch packs or 3 sections on them. One is forward and reverse on the top, and you got like first and third and second and fourth, I believe. So it's going in the gears, but it's like the forward and reverse clutch pack is bad. We could have a bad spring, who knows. But we'll do a little bit of testing. Now if I'd found a lot of clutch material in there, we would have just pulled the back plate off and went to the transmission.
I don't know what you want me to do here. I'm confused.
You're good, you don't need that there.
Oh.
That was just to get in.
I didn't have to put in a code.
Start new job there. Just hit continue without saving down at the bottom. Trying to teach Tucker how to use John Deere computer. We're gonna go over to manuals. Then go to operation and test. I've got some paper manuals, but they don't have the test stuff on them. So
Open eye.
yeah. Go to powertrain. I'm gonna go to test. Then we'll go down and find our transmission test, and we'll go through that. All right, Mr. Tucker's putting a gauge there on our main transmission pressure. We did pull it up. We need to be at 180 psi, I believe he wrote down, plus or minus 15. So we need to be sitting somewhere in that range. We'll test that. Remember, this has a D-clutch pedal or two. We could have an issue with that clutch pedal, like it could be sticking or something, that rod. So we'll definitely check that out, because that could be dropping pressure on that too.
That being the issue, you need to tear the whole transmission out of it.
Well, that's why we're doing this first. So I don't think we have problems down here. So we need our lower pressure gauge. This one goes to 6,000 psi, and that's probably too much. So we want to get that. You got like a 500 psi one?
350.
So I got an O-ring on the bottom of it?
Nope.
Nope. I'll take this O-ring, put that one out. All right, we're gonna start that up. Now I'd say you probably have a transmission light come on, because we've unhooked that sensor. We tapped into that port. So we'll fire this thing up and see. We should be at 180 psi if everything's good. So okay, yeah, we're good. Rev it up about 1500. One more. Got 190 there. All right, we got 190 psi, which is 10 more over. We're still in that window. We're good there. We'll take that out. Let's tap into a forward and reverse clutch pack there, and we're going to do a little diagnostic on that D-clutch pedal up there. So I believe in the book it said when that D-clutch pedal's all the way up, we should have our 180 psi, right? And when it's pushed down, I believe it said it should be around 40 psi. So we're gonna make sure that's working right on that. That could be a culprit here on making that transmission slip. So all right, we got our gauge in the forward test port on that transmission manifold. Those things are all labeled very well. Each gear is labeled forward and reverse. So what we're going to do is look for pressure in the forward clutch pack. We're going to see if this D-clutch pedal is working properly. So we should have 180 psi when it's in gear, and when that pedal is pushed down, I believe it's around 40 psi. So if it's not changing, it's staying low, we'll probably look into that D-clutch pedal a little bit and see if that linkage is freed up and all that stuff. So I'm going to try to operate it here, and with no seat, it's kind of fun. should be at 180. The D clutch should be at 40, I think, plus or minus. This feels like it's froze up. I don't like, see that rod bend in there? Got a light. See this rod bending right there? Yeah. That means that's not moving back here. Yeah, it's just flexing that rod. See, it's not moving.
Yeah.
So let's go back here and look at this joint. Back under here. Bring that light over. Why don't you move that pedal and we'll see which rod this is.
I know which one it is. I saw it.
The D clutch. That's this one right here. Okay. So there's a grease fitting here. It's probably never been hit in its life. Let's get a grease gun and start with it. So that is not moving. So it's kind of stuck in the D clutch position right now, if I'm thinking right. So we'll see if we can get that freed up and get our transmission pressure back. All right, we've been lubing and trying on that. Still stiff, but I got it where it's out of the D clutch mode. We're gonna test the transmission. See if this works now. Put it here. That was it. Yeah, watch that one move a little bit. That's it. All right, we're getting somewhere. So that's all that was, that D-clutch pedal. Even though that pedal was up, I had that rod bent, and that turnbuckle that's never been greased in its life is probably rusted up a little bit. So we're gonna have to get in there, Tucker, and
Were you making the right pressure?
yeah, I couldn't. It was trying to drive out of here, so I can tell that it's acting right. Let's slide this battery box back where we can get to that and get them a better view of what's going on. All right, so if you guys don't know, battery boxes will slide. I've got the bolts all out of it.
Backwards.
Yeah, let me get the pry bar and get this. I got a socket in here holding it up to take it. So it will only come backwards.
Okay, so I'll have here from this.
Well, it's got 2 batteries in it. And we gotta watch your battery cables too. I got some extra fuel line stuff going on. We have to get loose here, so let's just slide back far enough. Our thing is right there, unless we can get to it enough. It'll be hard for you guys to see, but right there's that turnbuckle. That's probably just stuck from not using it. So
Dirt.
okay. Okay. Alright, Tucker's got it working on its own now. There's a big old spring over there, plus there's a gas shock over there. Got grease coming out of it good.
No legs tight.
You're doing a good job. Alright, keep working that. So you're only going to have this pedal on your direct drive units. You see there's no torque converter in there. It's just got a pump right off the back of the motor. Well, we're getting there. We're going to keep doing this, and yeah, stuff's getting freed up. Keep doing this, we'll slide the batteries back up here and go from there.
I'm holding on. No.
Alright, we're gonna start this up. I'm gonna push the declutch pedal down and put it in gear. We should have around 40 psi, I think, plus or minus 15 it said. That feels a lot better.
Yeah, it's way better.
What do you got right now?
435.
Okay, that's in the window. I ain't revved up either.
40.
40?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna run out. What happened to you? You got stuff on the transmission.
Got hoses over there.
I'm gonna go forward a little bit. You ready to watch that pressure?
Yeah.
What are you up to?
60. 160.
Alright, it's in the shop here trying to test it out. We got stuff on it. But it's shooting up, spiking up to 160 or so there to idle, so we feel real good about that. We'll get it outside and run it through its paces and make sure she's okay. But that pedal's working like it should, declutching like it should, so real confident that was our problem. That circlip laying in that transmission, wherever it went, it didn't even look like it ever been on anything. I don't know where it went to. Well, I don't even know where it went. You guys know we found out earlier. It didn't even look like it ever been snapped on anything. I don't know if it's just something from when they put it together originally or what. But it's not real concerning to me right now.
Later.
Well, I've seen stuff when stuff gets assembled, parts, extra pieces you find. This dozer's never been a part in its life, but we'll take it out and run it through its paces here after a bit. I think we're going to go through, do the rest of our checklist on it, get this thing serviced up, change the engine oil and filters, and all that good stuff. And did you change the engine oil?
Me?
Yeah.
I've not touched it.
It looks like new filters, so I was gone for a few days and I wasn't here, so the filters look brand new in this thing. I have to ask Randy. I asked Randy and see if he changed them or not. So, but yeah, we'll get everything checked out, antifreeze, go through all that stuff. Tucker just tightened the tracks up. We do have a hydraulic cylinder we got to rebuild here on this, so we'll bring you guys along for all that. All right, going through our checklist here is getting ready to check the final drives, and we can't check them.
What year is it?
What's the serial number?
Final drives are optional.
81, it's probably like a 96. Put down there. Yeah, so final drive plugs on this one go through the side here. They got this bracket on. It used to be a fire dozer, so they're pulling a fire plow. Well, ever since this bracket's been on here, they've never been able to check these final drives. So we're gonna, yeah.
That's a kill.
Well, it's only got 1,000 hours on it, so hopefully it's still good.
Most people who have it don't check that anymore.
No, we're gonna go. I guess we're gonna have to take this bracket off and check those. We may put it back on unless we got a hitch or something out there for one. We'll see. I think we got a hitch that you've made. Put a regular hitch on it.
I'm sure I've made one for this or something.
All right, well, we'll get that buzzed off here so we can check the finals. All right, we was getting ready to take it off, but they got smart here. Looks well. I think they figured that out too, that was the issue. Looks like they've torched that ear out there. Then they put this little plate on there, so.
That's the first time I've seen someone else do something smart.
Yeah, well, I think they put it on that way and the forestry department figured it out and actually cleaned them out, so you knock that one loose. There you go. All right, well, that wasn't too bad. Get those cleaned out and check them.
You can fit your ratchet in there.
Isn't that too big?
No, you got that little thingy on the end of it.
Just a snap-on ratchet, it's fine. There you go. Might be a little pressure on it.
I feel it right there.
Right there? Okay. As long as you can feel it within your first joint of your finger there, you're good. So, nice clean oil. Alright, we'll check the other side. I guess I'll put their little bracket doohickey back on there. I'm glad they cut that out. Somebody caught that. And they already fixed it for us. Alright, Mr. Tucker, get that one checked. It's snug, so all you gotta get those. They'll get tight on their own. Go ahead and put that on. And a little key goes the other way. There you go. Bolt. That's good. Alright, while he was over there looking around, we got a missing bolt here, so we're gonna get a new track bolt put in there. I need to impact back Tucker. I'm gonna put this socket on it right here.
Oh, this is dangerous. You don't do this with a big impact.
Well, I got my fingers in there, so go easy.
You got death wishes right now. I mean, I want to do this.
Yep, good. Go ahead and tighten her up. That's good. Alright, we'll move our way on up to the engine. Hydraulics low, but we got to rebuild this cylinder up here. I want to take it out and run it a little bit before we do that. Somebody's already been in here, so that's kind of concerning. But it's leaking between here, not out the rod necessarily, so may just have a damaged O-ring on here. Who knows?
No pressure. Ooh, this one. Oh. Yeah.
It's almost new looking. We'll blow it out.
Sure.
Alright, we're going to check the transmission here. We'll check it with it running fluid, and then I'm going to take her outside. Mr. Andy did change oil and stuff on it the other day, so I give her some fuel there.
That might be why.
Yeah. It's halfway. We'll put a little bit in it. Yeah, it probably is. The same type of fluid. Put a couple quarts in it here, 4 quarts a gallon. That'll be good. Alright, that'll work on that. No. I've had enough experience. I know how much it takes.
Let's see. I don't even know where we're at.
You wipe it off and check it again. You don't trust me, do you?
Oh, I trust you. We're just seeing how big you are. Where's the line even at?
Right here. Wipe it off there. Right there.
I don't know.
It's good. It might be a 16th low, but she'll be fine.
Now you done it.
We got transmission now.
Yeah, you're trying to.
pushing the brakes, so it should
Yeah.
kill the motor, and it'll blow through the brakes in first and second as normal. It should kill it in third and fourth. So she's definitely good. Well, that fixed it. You guys seen I was out there grinding on those brakes. Since this is a direct drive, it should kill the motor like it did. I hope you guys could hear me, but first and second, they usually will have enough power to blow through the brakes. Third's always going to kill it, and fourth. So
Don't let him lie to you. He just doesn't know how to operate it.
don't know how to operate it. No, it's putting it through its paces. So definitely would not do that at all. Like it didn't even have enough power to hardly turn. It was just slipping. So being we found nothing in that suction screen, feel real confident in that transmission and stuff. So all right, Mr. Randy's here helping us. He's gonna put some floorboards and belly pans and stuff back on. He got this thing. This thing was a disaster. He got it all washed, looking a lot better. So we're gonna keep on keeping on. Fan belts are a little bit loose, so Tucker's tighten those up. You guys heard those squeaking. Then we're gonna see what kind of mess we got going on here. I can see this is all fresh. We got a leak between here. So we'll try to get, looks like they've had this out recently, so we'll try to do the same. Take that out, and hopefully it's just an O-ring here. Hopefully they've not damaged something. So all right, we're going to I got the lines off. We're going to go ahead and bust this gland nut loose while it's still attached to the tractor. Make sure you don't slip off and hit the chrome. There you go. Hold your thing down there.
Oh God.
Not too bad. All right, let's take this bolt loose here and see what we can do.
Wow.
Like that.
That's kind of.
All right, we'll try to suck that cylinder back and just swing it around and hopefully just leave that end in and see what they got going on here. Air hammers are the best.
I'm pretty sure you could have a normal hammer if you had to. I was trying to put it.
You gotta be real careful not hit these threads. What? Screwdriver, Tucker?
Huh?
Screwdriver?
Straight?
Yeah.
Get rid of the small one?
No. Okay, there's the ring.
Are Are you just replacing the seals? Or?
Well, somebody's been in here recently, but take a look and see what they got. Let's see what the problem is. What? It's all rusty in there. Somebody has rebuilt this, but they did not clean any of that rust up in there. So that O-ring's not going to seal up. Can't do that.
In that groove?
The O-ring seals right here.
Yeah.
The groove don't matter.
Okay.
We'll have to get a hone, some paper.
A hone? Does that have to get precision?
Yeah, we'll get a hone if we got one that size with some sandpaper. Maybe one of those sander wheels around the wheels, flap wheel. Yeah, get one of those. We'll get that cleaned up. You guys can see that right there. That O-ring's cut and flattened out. You gonna get stabbed, Randy?
This won't be the first time.
So being these seals all look new and fresh, and I can tell they've just been in there because it had fresh, clean white grease, I am probably just going to replace this O-ring. So the rest of the seals look okay. They just didn't get that outer bore cleaned up. Get the rust out, it kind of defeated everything. So it wasn't leaking around here, it was leaking around this outer seal. So let's see if I got that O-ring. We'll get a new one in it. Tucker's over here cleaning, and we'll get her put back together. Alright, Tucker's been cleaning. It's got a little groove in there. So that groove is right at the face of that O-ring. It's not terrible, but we may cheat the system and put some Loctite 515 sealant on there. Kind of help that little seal out a little bit. We got a new O-ring on there. It's all good, so it shouldn't get cut up this time. So instead of putting oil and grease in there, I think we may put some 515 in there.
It's getting off it. It should seal.
Fine. It'll be a little bit rough when the next guy takes it apart, but it's going to last a long, long time. So pretty sure it would probably seal without it, but just in case. Alright, I gotta get that snap ring in there. Snap ring, and then we're gonna pull this back out. And it locks it in. Careful, you don't cut yourself.
Yeah, it's a little gnarly. Someone's been had a chisel. One out. Air hammer.
Stop right there. All right, I'll get that back together and see if she works. What do you think?
Should.
All right, Mr. Tucker got that in there and went together nicely, probably because they just had it apart recently. Before we start that up and cycle it, we got one more leak. It's not real big, but I'm gonna go ahead and fix it. These are common, especially from sitting in age. Got a little bit of oil right there around these spools, so there's a quad ring in the top of there. So we're going to take all this apart and I'll show you that seal in there. It leaks. John Deere does sell a kit, but all it is a 3/4 by 1 inch O-ring, so it's an 1/8 inch ball. We'll actually put a quad ring in there. It has some extra sealing surfaces. I'll show you that here in a little bit. We'll get these linkages off and pull it apart. All right, Mr. Tucker's got all these broke loose. I'm kind of showing him how to do this. It's something you got to do quite often. So you take that little pick here. There's a little corner there, you can get that washer up.
Oh.
Go.
Oh, corner.
Yeah, there's a little hole in there. I got you a clean spot up there you can lay stuff on. Now there's going to be a little wiper ring, just kind of get your pick in there and pull it out. No, just stab in it sideways. We're going to reuse it.
You want to reuse it?
Yeah, there you go. Just like a dirt wiper. And then stab that O-ring in there and pull it out.
Just straight down, doesn't matter.
Yeah, straight down and turn it and lift it up. And that is your main seal. So this has a lip seal. The new ones that we got, I'll show them. These are a quad ring, you guys can see. They have a ring there on both sides, so it's going to give it 2 sealing surfaces instead of 1. So I'm just going to put that in there and reverse the process.
It doesn't matter, not directional.
Nope. So I'll take my 90-degree pick and put it straight on in and kind of push it down so you're not poking it. Yeah, like that. And then you put your wiper in the washer, and we're just going to repeat this process on the other ones. And I think I'm going to do the rest of them. Tucker's got some broken bolts up here on this grill, I think. Right there. I'll try to weld some nuts on them and see if we can get those loose. Might go up a little bit. There we go. All right, got that all done. Got all the old seals out. Tucker's fixing those broken bolts on the grill. I think he's on his second time around. How's that going?
They're gonna break back off.
You need to get a little bit bigger nut, maybe? This,
yeah, on those two, maybe.
after you weld that, we can let them cool down, or you can take a torch and heat that square block up, expand it out, if you feel like you get a good weld on them.
No, not. It's like 0 thread.
All right, Mr. Tucker and Randy has got threads in all the holes now. It wasn't pretty. Bulb torches, welders, air hammers, and all that good stuff. So about got that wrapped up. I think that's about all we got to do to this thing. It's going to, I think Randy's going to take it out and you're going to spray it off a little bit, Randy, where we got oil and stuff on it. We're going to start it up, make sure we don't have any leaks there on that. And it's about ready to go to the paint shop. All right, Mr. Randy's going to take this thing out and wash it, but first we're going to make sure we don't have any leaks here. Good and dry right now. Go ahead. I tilled it. Keep doing it back and forth. Just tilled it. I see nothing. So hydraulic oil, okay? It's still full. Should be alright to back up. Wave by to him. You're just gonna watch Papa or Randy drive away?
Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I just stare off out the window.
Alright. These people are probably watching this video in November. And we're sitting there with the air conditioning on. It is, what, late September?
Oh.
And it's still
I
hot?
was gonna say June.
It is kind of, it's September 20th, people.
Feels like June.
If you want early access to my YouTube videos, you can always jump on Patreon. But other than that, I guess you're gonna paint it? We get all done there, we'll bring you guys back in and get this wrapped up. All right, guys, been working this thing, got it sanded, primed, ready for some paint. Mr. Kevin's gonna put some paint on this dude today. I'm actually going to auction, so I'm gonna leave you guys with Kevin, so I'm gonna apologize right now for that. But yeah, there's the process. I've been sanding on it for 2 to 3 days, so I'm ready for some yellow paint. I believe Tucker made a new rear panel here. The other one's kind of damaged, so I made this in-house from scratch. But I'll leave you with Kevin. He gets it all together. He'll bring you guys back in and take a peek at it. The rest of the goodies that are going to get painted black for it. What a beautiful sunrise and another epic failure.
No,
It's GoPro's fault, right?
Yeah.
Kevin shot a few clips and videos here, and some reason the GoPro lost audio. It does that. You gotta keep an eye on it. I love and hate GoPros anyway. I mostly hate them, but this thing looks like $1 million.
Yeah.
So you did like 4 or 5 videos, and
Yeah.
I'll throw a couple clips in here, and you're talking and having a good old time, because I know I called yesterday on the phone, and yeah, nothing was getting done, and you were just talking to the camera.
I hollered at you on video because you were talking to Jay, and Jay was sitting there on the phone. I was going to point this out because we get a lot of people that ask about that.
Oh, the chain box holder?
Yeah.
That's where you put your chain and stuff in there, so
Yeah.
everybody asks that, and they'll
everybody.
still keep asking because they
Well,
won't
that's
watch our
okay.
video this far at the end. They've done clicked off and moved on to Whistling Diesel or something.
That's probably true. Okay.
Anyway, you got this thing looking awesome, so a lot better than when it first come in. So
Yeah.
well, guys, that's gonna be a wrap on this one. If you like this video, do us a humongous favor, go down below, hit that thumbs up button. It helps us a lot. If you got any good comments, leave them down below, not nasty ones.
If you got any bad comments, keep them to yourself.
Right. There's like 10 or 15 people that hate us. Have you ever noticed that?
That's okay. I kind of look forward to it.
And they said they're
now.
gonna leave our channel, but they come back every week, so
It just-
it's all right. Comments are good for us, so we got big shoulders. Guys, we appreciate you watching. We couldn't do this without you, and we'll see you on the next one.
Maybe big shoulders, but they're soft.